It should have it launched kind of quick, but okay, here we go. Round two of this. Now we got a little mulligan there. We're
We on
entitled to a
for real
mulligan
this
once a
time.
month. So yeah, we're on for real. I double checked the feed on there. It was streaming to the Texit Coin Miners channel. So anyway, welcome to our round two of this. Happy Wednesday, happy Texit Coin Wednesday to you, Chris.
You
I
too?
do know now. Like I asked you earlier, where you at? Because of course, Chris, being a pilot, is all over the place now. So he's in Nebraska, in the exciting state of Nebraska, visiting family there and whatnot.
Good one.
But the Texit world and the Texit game doesn't stop. Chris is actually in the process of recruiting some folks over there, some family and whatnot, and so they're going to pay attention to what we're talking about here. Really cool show tonight, guys. We're going to talk about the conversation. Right, we've learned last week that there's a lot of great ways to make money in addition to mining. There's also opportunities to make income on the side from referring people, from bringing people into your network and whatnot. So there's a lot of people making great money. They're not even touching their coins that they're mining, and that's that passive income place. But in order to do all that stuff, you got to get people to say, hey, let's check this thing out here. So that's what we're going to learn tonight is how do you have that conversation? How do you get somebody interested? And me having a background in sales, I'm very familiar with the concept of you can talk somebody into a sale and then you can talk your way out of it, right? And so sometimes less is more, and we're going to learn a couple of those things on here. We do have some folks that are chiming in. Thank you for chiming in the comments. And please, as we go through all these different concepts of conversation styles and techniques, feel free to share what you guys do and what's worked for you, and even what hasn't worked. Things that have maybe you want to avoid having other people fall flat on their face and go through those things. So this is a great learning opportunity for all of us to continue to grow together and help get this rocket launched. So, but Chris, what is one of your pet peeves when it comes to having a conversation with somebody about Texit Coin?
Oh, Lord. Oh, usually people go immediately off the appearance of it. The barriers go up, and they think you're trying to sell them into a multi-level marketing
Yeah.
operation, or worst case scenario, it's a pyramid scheme, it's
Oh
a
yeah.
Ponzi scheme, whatever. And so I'd say we deal with that more than anything. At least I have.
I would think so. Yeah, I think that's very common. I think a lot of people come across something like that, and you know what? It's part of the gig, right? We live in a world where we have access to a lot of people, which is great. We have all these amazing tools to put on these streaming shows and all these social media channels, but that's also a place for a lot of scammers to go there. So people
There are
tend
a
to be a
lot of
little bit gun shy,
in the world.
and yeah, and so you have these conversations, but yet you're going to run into those types of people that are trying to say, well, I'm not sure. So remember this, guys, you're not going to sell everybody. Okay. The sooner you can figure out that somebody is just absolutely not interested and not worth your trouble or your time, move on to somebody else. Right. But that being said, there are, because of the way this opportunity works, there are different techniques, and different, I would say there's different kind of people that get into this for different reasons, right? You've got your network marketers, you have your crypto investors, you have your people that like to crowdsource and get into the new ventures and whatnot. And this offers you a best of all three of them in a sense. So we're going to talk about that. There's also some an interesting concept that Chris and I talked about earlier today regarding we're still early in the crypto world with this coin, but we're also at the tail end of an opportunity here. So we're gonna talk about how it's great now to get in, but you're also running out of time in addition to getting into it. But real quick, let's talk about a little bit of crypto news, right? This is all about the crypto world. We're immersing ourselves in that world. Some of us are crypto veterans, others are brand new to this, but I urge you to read as much as you can, stay informed of the crypto world, because it's always great to have that opportunity to speak crypto and talk the language and just sound credible, if nothing else, So Bitcoin has made a big surge. It started to kind of hold for a while there when it hit that 120,000 a while back, but it's recently been pushing quite a bit. There are a lot of people now that are jumping on that bandwagon that it's going to break $1 million at some point. So it is still a crypto worth investing in, but it's more difficult. And like other currencies, investing and trading, you're speculating on a price going up and making a profit, versus the other way around, which has happened to a lot of us many times. So we're going to talk to you in a bit here about that difference there. Chris has got something to add about that too, as well, about that mining.
No, I just put my hand up. I got into XRP when it was all getting hyped a couple months ago, and bought it at 340, and what is a little under $3 now. So I
Yeah,
have no idea how much I'm going to have to wait until I'm just back to level on
right.
that one. So
And that
that's the
XRP is
thing.
the darling of the crypto world,
Yeah,
it seems right now. Everybody loves that XRP,
no, I
and
know
but there's really, I mean, is it popular? Yes. Is it gaining in traction? I'm not really sure it is. It seems to be kind of
Is anybody
holding
making
steady for a
money
while.
with it? No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe on service charges, whoever's doing the selling, perhaps. But nonetheless, the crypto world is in a positive space. If there's a time to get into cryptocurrencies right now, not getting into the whole political world or anything, but the Trump administration is very pro crypto. So it's an opportunity now, because this crypto world, at least for the next 4 years, is going to grow and it's going to explode with so much backing from the government, and not just here in the U.S. but around the world. So I don't think you could find a better time to get into the crypto world. And honestly, this opportunity, as we're learning here, is a fantastic time to do it as well. But
Homegrown, based in the U.S.
indeed. And that's the key, guys. This is where we, as a community, have some say and some control in this versus, you know, one of the things with Bitcoin that a lot of people operate this, it's big multinational companies, it's these big, huge farming operations that we can't compete with. These guys have pockets, in the billions that, we're trying to throw together a couple $1,000s to get a few miners. And then all of a sudden, Chris calls me up and goes, "Hey, dude, and I'll tell you about this Texit Coin thing," and now we're seeing that, hey, this is that Bitcoin back 15 years ago, and hopefully getting to that spot early. But it is growing. Ethereum turns 10 years old. Happy birthday to Ethereum. I learned something also today from Chris about Ethereum, which is one of the other concepts that Texit Coin is following, not just to have a currency that people hoard and hold on to and make it scarce to go up in value. This one, the difference is that, like Ethereum, they're putting it into use for a lot of different things outside of just currency, outside of just money. And we're going to show you a chart here that's just going to blow your mind as far as what Ethereum's done in 10 years, which is pretty amazing. And hopefully, Texit Coin follows in some of that suit there, because that provides a very bright future for Texit Coin and for just the whole mining operation in general. Let's see here. U.S. regulators hint at innovation exemption for new crypto projects. So again, they're going to create incentives for people to get into projects where crypto is working. One of the things that makes this crypto fascinating is the concept of the blockchain and the decentralized opportunity there. And what that really does is it creates a very secure, you know, way of, in this case, exchanging money, but it's also a secure way of exchanging documents, of storing documents and things of that nature. So this is where the crypto world, outside of just the money piece,
Excuse
suddenly
me.
becomes an opportunity to become part of the infrastructure. And at the end of the day, what powers that infrastructure is the miners, and that's where we as Texit Coin miners love to hear that stuff. So, Rashane, and it says, "I call ETH is like Google Play Store built on platforms." Yes, indeed, it really is. And you guys are going to see that here in just a moment, because we don't want to digress too far. But it's fascinating where the infrastructure for crypto is going to, and what it's starting to be used for outside of just money, which really, in my opinion, I think is the real bright future for these currencies. What else? What else? Mining makes a comeback as energy efficient rigs drop. So again, there's new crypto machines coming out there. They're evolving, and again, one of the really cool things about the Texit Coin Opportunity is that you're not investing your hard-earned money into buying your own equipment that then, guess what, 6 months, a year later, becomes obsolete or becomes a slower second tier rig, and now you're way behind the curve. We're investing in a system that is, we've seen the evolution, from the videos of where they started and what they've developed and the technology they're putting into just in the cooling mechanism, right? They use this mineral oil to help, cool the miners out there in Texas. So, getting into a node type operation, you're not running that risk of spending a lot of money on something, and then all of a sudden a week later they release the latest and greatest equipment, and now you're behind the curve again. So, you
Yeah,
know,
actually, on that note, a lot of the money that we've all contributed, everyone who's come in, some percentage of that money is going to buy the latest and greatest mining
right.
equipment. So they are trying to keep the fees down, keep the speed up, and to legitimize the whole mining operation. A lot of people don't know this that are even in Texas Coin, but our operation is, since it's based on Litecoin, and Litecoin is open for, it's permissionless. We're actually mining Litecoin and we're mining Dogecoin. So we're
Yeah,
mining these other cryptos out there to help pay the bills, but they can't come in and mine Texit Coin.
that's amazing.
This is a closed network. So
Yeah.
this is a great project. There are so many reasons and so many ways they set this up to succeed.
And the beauty of that is that this is part of that transparency that we're talking about, right? That you're able to see and know what's going on, where your money's being used. We're going to look at the dashboard, and this is something that we're going to go over next week on the webinar, is looking at your dashboard, how that works, how you get somebody signed up, how you work around the website and stuff. But just to kind of touch on that real quick here, the transparency here is amazing. I mean, you know what these guys are doing all the time. They are open books. Chris said it the other day that when you get on some of these calls with Bobby Gray, the founder, he actually takes questions either live or via chat, and he addresses them, because he's addressed questions of mine on the air and addressed questions of Chris's as well. So it's really cool to have that and be involved in something that the people involved there are touching distance away, right? And they're receptive to having somebody engage them, and you don't often see that in these operations. You certainly don't see it in Bitcoin. I mean, is there even a Satoshi? We don't even know if there really was a founder, right? I mean, it really has that
Somebody started it. We just don't know who it is.
we don't know exactly, and so it has that secretive kind of veil that Texit Coin doesn't, which is kind of refreshing in today's world anyway. But let's see what else. Over 10 billion flows into Bitcoin ETFs recently. Okay, and so again, some of your mutual funds and your investment platforms now are starting to invest in large amounts into this, because again, they know it's here to stay. They know it's going to be part of the new world of finance in the globe, right? And so it's pretty cool to be getting in on that pretty quick. Meme coin frenzy fades. Good. It's about time that went away. That was a silly thing. Meme coins were basically anybody could go in and design a coin, any image. I know when Trump got elected, Barron Trump, remember he had that whole look or whatever happened with Biden and whatnot, and somebody created a meme coin with his look and a pair of shades on, and it jumped up in value in a couple of hours, and then of course they pulled the rug on it and walked away with a lot of
Yeah.
money. But people started looking at that and hearing that, hey, you could get into these meme coins as just kind of a cryptocurrency and make some money. And I would say probably 80-90% of the people who've gotten into that have gotten burned, because it really is the person that creates it, hypes it up for a week or two, and then gets out, right? This is not what we're talking about here. What we're doing here is real cryptocurrency. It's not a meme coin. It's not a fad. It's not a hype coin. But it's good to see that has now, come and gone, or hopefully it's not going to keep giving us that bad name. Texas emerges as global crypto mining hub, and there's a reason why we're doing Texit Coin here, man. It is, and not here per se because it's over in Texas. I'm in Florida, but it is. Texas is a deregulated energy state. Okay, so energy is very, very cheap here. In the rest of the country, whenever you move somewhere, you find out who services that area for your electricity, for your power, and that's who you use. And whatever they charge, that's what you're paying for. Texas is deregulated. When you go there, you get offers from a whole bunch of different power companies to see which one you want to take, which of course means there's competition and much lower pricing. This is at the crux of why you want to be with an organization that's mining in Texas, because what you're doing with your investment that you're putting in to get into these nodes, you're not spending a lot of that on electricity, right? You're spending it on the actual infrastructure that improves, gets better, so you can have more efficient mining as opposed to just jacking up electric prices. So that's pretty cool, and no surprise for us here. Here's another cool one: crowdsourced funding beats venture capital in crypto startups. So what they're seeing is that people are looking
Yeah.
at this going, hey, I see something big here. I want to get in on one of these. And that's why Texit Coin is growing so quickly. We're going to show you later on today, guys, how much this is growing on a daily basis. You're talking hundreds and hundreds. And sometimes when you have those price surges, thousands of people per day are joining. And we're going to talk at the end here as to why that's something important to pay attention to. It's not just, you're part of a big deal. There are limited seats. Okay. And we're going to, I
They're
didn't get a
going
chance to work on this video, Chris, but I will. We came up with a great analogy for this. There's a limited number of miners, right? Once that is filled up, no more mining. You can still get involved in the Texit coin world, but you're going to be doing it the same way you're doing Bitcoin and any other one. You're buying and selling at that point, right? But a lot of people that are just procrastinating just because they are, especially, you're in October. People at this time of the year start to maybe tighten their belts a little bit, right? The holidays are around the corner. They got some Christmas shopping, a lot of things going on. So maybe they're thinking, hey, you know what? Let's wait until January or February. Well, we've seen these videos.
too
The
late.
people that miss the cruise, right? They're at the cruise terminal and not at home. It's always in one of the ports, and they go running up, and the ship's pulling away. And they just stand there like, oh man, you missed the boat. And that's literally what that
You
sensation there is.
missed the
What you're
boat.
going to experience here if you're looking at this, going, hey, this sounds like a great opportunity. I'm just not ready yet. Well, if you wait, unlike Bitcoin, that you can continue to mine it 15, 20 years later at a ridiculous price, though, this one you won't be allowed to. It's going to be limited. And when it runs out, it's just the folks that are inside there that are going to enjoy those benefits. So just be mindful of that. But we'll touch on that here, that urgency here in just a little bit later. And that's really pretty much our crypto news today. It's good news. Prices again are still adjusting. The some people took advantage of the surge in the Bitcoin or in Texit coin, and maybe started doing some little profit taking. But one thing I'll say real quick regarding mining here, that in these types of situations, and I took advantage of it. When you saw that price jump a couple of weeks ago, right? It jumped up and it kept going up. It would stabilize for a moment, but then it would keep going up, right? It never went down. It went up, 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 up. When it started to go down, after the second stabilizing went down again, that's when I went in and I converted some of mine to USDT because it's $1. It's a stable coin. And as it kept dropping over the next few days, dropped about 430. I said, well, it's time to buy some Texit coin again because it was a lot cheaper. So I took my Texit coin, put it in the USDT. When I figured that it kind of bottomed out, which is about where it's still at right now, I went ahead and bought it back and added another 60 or 70 coins to my collection. So, there are opportunities, guys, when it comes to mining that you don't have from strictly trading, right? It's that you have that coin in your hand. You can use it at different opportunities to sell high, buy it lower again, rebuy it, etc. And if you have a bad trade, you're still producing more coins so you can make up for it later on, you know.
That's right. The stuff you're trading with, you're getting for free. You're playing with house
Yes,
money, right?
correct.
So
Correct.
you don't have to time it perfectly. You don't have to buy low to sell high
Yeah.
because you can't buy any lower than free, right?
That's exactly it. I mean, that's exactly it. And we've all gone through these opportunities where, okay, it keeps surging and I jump in now and it turns on and drops and I lost my money. Well, if that happens here, okay, I'll just sit tight. In another month or two, I'll make up some of those coins back again, and hopefully the price has gone back up and I'll really make it up. So anyway, good stuff there, good opportunities. But let's focus on what tonight's webinar is all about. This is something that Chris has been after for a while to do, because I know it's very effective. That initial conversation, what you say, and just as importantly, what you don't say, right? When you're having that initial conversation, because the idea here is to get somebody to go, tell me more, right? And want to see what this is. And then at that time, we can either bring somebody else onto a call with them, whatever the case is. But let's go over a couple of different opportunities here, and again, because of this, the opportunity here is in mining, and it's a crowdsourcing opportunity. There's also that network marketing component, and then of course there's just that crypto trading component. You may run into different kinds of people, right? You're going to run into some people that maybe are into network marketing or people that are into crypto trading, and so there's a couple different ways of doing this, and so one of the first ones that we were looking at here is, excuse me, um, and I love this phrase here. They call it "new wave, same ocean," right? The ocean being the crypto world. It's the same ocean we're in, but the new wave is the Texit coin, right? The old wave was, well, we have that 10-year-old wave we just figured out, which is Ethereum. We've got Bitcoin, which is, of course, 15 years old, give or take. And those right now are very expensive, even to get into mine, right? But the Texit coin is, we're still what, a year and a half old. It's I mean it's a baby still. It's still a baby. And if you look at the track record of some of these other coins when they first started, um, we're at that same schedule, if not far ahead, right? And so
Oh,
when
yeah.
we get to that point, then all of a sudden you're looking pretty darn good there, So some of the phrases that I've heard around this concept of a new wave, same ocean, right? Again, get into the crypto world, but get in with a new one, a new coin is, how Bitcoin changed the game 15 years ago? Texit coin is where that kind of ground floor timing exists again. And that's kind of wordy there, but that's kind of what you're saying there is you let somebody know, hey, you remember where Bitcoin was back then, right? We talked about that somebody used 2 Bitcoin to buy a pizza or buy 2 pizzas or whatever it was. So, we see how cheap it was back then, and then we see how expensive it is now and go, man, I wish I had some of those in my pocket. So great conversation to have, right? And this is where you talk about Texit coin. Certainly back it up with a number that it's climbed in the last year over 2,000%. I don't know the number, but if you say over 2,000%, I think you're safe. I think it creates a sense of, wow, that's a good growth, and nobody's going to hold you to that number. In fact, it's when they find out that you were wrong, you're going to find out that it's actually much higher than that. So it's a good look anyway, and you're not risking having a unrealistic conversation, I guess would be the way of putting that. So, um, another one you could put is, most people miss Bitcoin when it was pennies. This time the door is still open. It's early. It's real early for Texas coin, right? And that is the case. Again, we're only 2 years old. We're not even 2 years old yet. So we are still a baby currency, but it's one that's it's growing fast, man. That's for sure. Um, if you ever said, I wish I'd known about crypto sooner, well, this is sooner. What an easy conversation to have, right?
Yeah.
It's
I like
clever.
that.
It gets people thinking. It gives you that aha moment. But at the end of the day, what's it talking about is that opportunity that you wish you had back then. We can't move the clock back, right? But we can certainly, if another opportunity comes, if we recognize it or spot it, jump on it. And this might seem to be that one there.
Yeah.
So
Put simply, if you miss the boat, get on the next boat.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what's going on here,
Nice.
guys. There's another boat that's coming in here, and it has another great opportunity like this, right? Is it going to go up that high? Nobody knows. Okay. I like the opportunity as far as the way it's structured, the way it's set up. I think we've got some smart leadership here that is doing things very purposeful to make it grow. They're building a network not just here in the United States, but around the world that stays behind this and stays behind that crowdfunding opportunity. So everything here points to a really really good opportunity and some solid foundations and backing on it. The other one then, and this is how Chris got me into this. Chris, go into this next one here because you're done really well with this how you concept this helping concept.
Um,
So number two, the network operating sharing beats selling is what we've talked about there.
okay. I see. That's my cue.
Yeah, that was your cue. Chris
Well,
is on cold medications. We gotta give him a
man,
little cut him a little slack
a
here.
little foggy here. Um, this is really getting into not so much the mining part of it as the rest of it. The fact that we're growing a network that we can actually make money or increase our share of the mine by telling other people about it. And of course, when I came in and somebody told me about it, my good friend Mark, who's done a lot of network marketing, I thought, okay, you're going to do great, but I'm not because I stink at network marketing, frankly.
You and me both.
And then I got in and I found out, the reality is when you find something, think about how many people out there bought something, crypto, a stock, a book, went
Hmm.
to a movie just because somebody told them about it. And that word of mouth because it's somebody you trust, right? So when I discovered that really the secret to this is not trying to sell somebody on it, not trying to convince them that this is for them and this is going to be great or anything like that. It's just share, hey, I got this great opportunity. I thought it was awesome. It's definitely for me and I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. And, hey, if you want to take a look, I'll send you a couple links to videos and let them do the selling.
Yeah. And that's
And
it,
so far that's worked. And what happens then is not everybody is interested. I've had people say all kinds of crazy stuff, oh, crypto's a scam. Okay, well, we move on, right?
correct.
But
Great
the
point.
people that are interested, we say, okay, we'll take this step by step. And that's one of the great things about working with me and Will in our organization is you sign up under us, and a lot of you already are. Is we're here to help, to coach you and so forth. And not only that, to get on the phone with the people that you're sharing it with.
Hmm.
So if you find somebody who's interested, get them on a three-way call with me or Will,
Yeah.
get them on a Zoom. I have a PowerPoint presentation that I go over,
Yeah.
and we can really lay it out there for people so that they understand it very clearly. And you don't find yourself in a position where you feel like you're trying to talk somebody into something and they go, well, like, oh, you're just saying this because you're going to make money on me.
Right.
Well, you know what? That's the natural progression here. That's the natural result of sharing it. We are incentivized to talk about Texit Coin and to share it
Sure.
because it is a crowd-funded project. It's not going to go anywhere if nobody buys in and signs up, right?
Yeah. It's in
But
our best interest to grow the network.
the thing that I always fall back on is the person that I'm talking to, I am doing it for their benefit. Yes, I'm going to benefit too, but I believe in this so much that I believe that what I'm telling them is actually going to be good for them in the long run. And somewhere down the road, when they've got a whole bunch of coins and they're still getting more every day and it's worth a lot of money, they're going to look back and go, man, I'm sure glad that Chris or whoever
Yeah.
uh, told me about this back in the
Yeah.
day.
Well,
Because
I've certainly have said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You're a perfect example.
I am a
Tell me all the
100%
time.
ecstatic that you turned me on to this opportunity because I've had people approach me before. I think people know that, hey, Will love to buy everything, man. And but but this one actually is producing for me. It's given me the opportunity to bring my family on board and get miners, for them. And I've already repaid my initial investment. And so at this point, like you said, it's free money. This price drop recently, I took advantage of it. But even if I hadn't, I'm not losing money because I'm printing every day, right? I might have more value one day than another day, but I'm not spending money and then losing out on that money. That money has already been in my case, I pulled it out and put it right back into my retirement fund just to mentally know that I'm operating on house money. And at this point, then it's nothing but wins. But I've added since then. I've added quite a few mining nodes just from the rewards of like Chris says, sharing the opportunity. Last week, Shar Prendergast was joining us from South Florida here. She's done fantastic on this, and her story was that a friend called her and said, "Hey, you trust me, right? Yep. Listen, I've been doing this. It's really awesome. I'm making great money." And she's like, "Hey, if you think so, I trust you." And she hasn't looked back. Her and I have now become friends on Facebook, and she's very active in this, and she definitely is working it and making the best of the opportunity. But it's because somebody turned her on to that, and it's that sharing piece that really makes it great. And it's going to be really cool when Chris and I and our friends, down the road here, maybe all get together and celebrate one day because we've all had this newfound wealth that we all started from just spreading the word, right, and turning people onto that sharing opportunity. So it really is that's the feel good component of doing this. This is the one place where you can say I can make a difference for somebody, maybe even now. I know in some of the other Zoom calls I've heard that of people that have gotten in and they're out of a job. I mean, heck, like I said, I lost my job a week after I joined Texit Coin, but that just freed up my time to start recruiting more people, and it's worked out for me. So, it's a blessing, and you just have to know that it's there and take advantage of it when you can. But always share that wealth because that's doing that good deed. You know, if you can change somebody's life, even if it's 10 years from now, they're going to come back and go, hey, remember that when you told me about that? Thank you so much. We paid off our house. Thank you. Right. And all it was a conversation going, hey, check out what I ran into here, man. What a cool opportunity it is. Right. So, you know, and the other thing when it comes to that sharing part that Chris mentioned, I mean, this is the one that got me really excited and saying, I want to see more of this, was when he started telling me, you know, the 1, 2 free and, you know, the points on one side and the other. And initially I'm like, okay, it's network marketing, but he's like, just trust me, just be open-minded about this. Let me show you something that you've never seen in a network marketing opportunity. And and like I said, I had trouble believing him, but you know, call it blind faith. You know, again, I've known Chris for many years, so I didn't think he was gonna, you know, lead me the wrong way. But I still had trouble believing some of this compensation plan because it is very generous, and and he's
Yeah,
proven me right, or he's proven me
when you
wrong.
sorry, when
No,
you think about the fact, when you start telling people, wait a minute, I can make $3,000 a week and I can increase my mining shares at the same time through the 1, 2 free program. I mean, $12,000 a month is nothing to sneeze at. That's a fair
no, it's
chunk of
not.
change, no
No,
matter what income bracket you're in.
100%. That's
So,
great money.
is everyone making that every week? No, but there's certainly some people that are.
But the
And
opportunity is there. The opportunity is there to do it, and people from all walks of life do it. It was funny. Remember Shar last week telling us about the one friend of hers that to this day still cannot explain Texit Coin, but she signs people up all the time simply from her passion and her excitement, right?
wow,
And that's half the battle right there. Is if you believe it and you feel it, you know that passion
that's
carries
it.
on to other people, you know, and makes it fun. You know, it makes it realize that hey, you know what? Yes, I can do that as well. You know, the other
I tell
piece here.
people, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I tell people all the time, you don't have to know how crypto mining works. You don't have to even know how crypto works. You don't have to understand any of it. You just have to know that you're having fun, that you're making money, that you've joined a great team, and you're excited about it.
Yeah,
And Will and
indeed.
I will take it from there.
And we really will. Honest to God, that I, you know, send them our way. You know, a friend of mine that I'm getting ready to get signed up. He said he goes, "Hey, I'm not going to be selling this." So I said, "Don't worry about it." You know, the first person that you know that you're excited to talk to them about, just send them to me. Let me know ahead of time. Hey, so and so is going to give you a call, and then talk to them. More than happy to let them sign up as far as them be your sponsored enrollment because now you've got somebody under your belt. Now we can start helping you make some money, right? So you got to make that first step, but we're more than happy to help you do it because truth of the matter is we do make money off of your enrollments, okay? But we don't need you to constantly be buying something every week in order for us to live off and feed off of. That's the beauty of it, and that's the difference between it. But it's in our best interest to help you because we gain from it as well. So it's a win-win for everybody, you know.
Yep.
So, but the other beauty about this, and this is the one that really got me excited. Um, I'm a fan of crowdsourcing. I'm a fan of people that get involved in something that ends up being big, and then they can come back and say, hey, I was a part of that. I ended up getting maybe a piece of the action, or I profited from it, or if nothing else, I was able to buy one of those at $200 instead of $2,000. So crowdsourcing is a really cool way of people getting involved with companies and seeing companies that although you may not understand, you know, finances and audits and forms and this, that, and the other, but if you understand the excitement of building a community of a network marketing type community, and you see this crowdsourcing component come in here, it makes it a lot of fun. And there's people out there that absolutely love to get into one of those things early. And they don't care what it is, but they want to be able to walk around later on and say, oh, yeah, I got into that when it was first started, you know? And
Right.
hey, I don't care why you get into Texit Coin. As long as you join, we're all going to benefit from it. So, you know, if you like that excitement, if you know somebody that is into that whole crowdsourcing thing, you know, a couple of great lines you could use. Instead of big corporations funding mining infrastructure, regular people like us are going to do it and get the rewards. And that's one of the things that does differentiate us from Bitcoin. Okay, again, the people that really are making the big money in Bitcoin are the multinational companies, these billion-dollar farming operations. You know, these governments that are doing and investing in infrastructure that you and I could never ever dream of being able to get a piece of, right? And that's where what we're doing together is building that same, you know, group, that same organization.
But
And
that doesn't mean we're not going to be as successful, because tell the crowd what you learned today about another crowdfunding project.
yes, absolutely, and that's something that you know. Again, we're not trying to build up Ethereum. This is not a Ethereum club here by any stretch,
No,
but
you
Ethereum
can't
is a
argue with
great
success.
model to look at. There's a lot of good things that have come out of Ethereum, and we're replicating some of those things here. One of them was that Ethereum was a crowdfunding model, right? When Ethereum first came out, the guy that started Ethereum, he looked at it and he said, "Hey, you know what? I love this whole blockchain concept. I love this decentralized component of it, but there's more to it than just money," which is kind of strange to think. I mean, we all love our money, but what he was saying basically was that this machine is great for printing money, but it's great for doing so many other things that will in turn print more money, right? And that's what he's done here. Is he said, wait a minute, take this. I guess it's almost like an internal combustion engine. Hey, it's great for a car, but you could use it to make all kinds of machines and equipment to do a lot of other things as well that can build and construct for you. Factories run internal combustion engines all the time to run all those big machines and stuff. Same concept, but they're not using it for that one, you know, niche product. And that's kind of what we've done, what Ethereum has done, and that's what we're doing here, right? And so that's a really really cool way of looking at it. And again, use the Ethereum model because Ethereum is at this point the second biggest cryptocurrency out there. So it's one that's recognizable, just as recognizable as Bitcoin is, and it's got a solid foundation behind it. And you can throw that track record there and say, hey, you know, just like Ethereum that was crowdfunded, imagine the people that jumped in on Ethereum at the beginning when it was crowdfunded, what they're looking like right now. And that's us here again, which kind of piggybacks off of that first one, right? You know, same ocean, different wave. Well, here you're going to get that, but you get to mix in that cool crowdfunding component because that's really really a big deal here. So, and let's see here, Stinkerbell, what do you got to say here? That's where I'm trying to explain the ins and outs. The last three people immediately asked me about MLM. I need a link and happy to be able to hand them off for now. I'm learning myself. And it's true. You know what? There's an old saying in sales that you can talk yourself out of a sale. And when you try and talk about something that you're not an expert at, um, you end up tripping yourself up, right? You end up oftentimes corroborating their thoughts, which usually aren't realistic. We just don't know how to explain it the right way. And that's where you reach out to somebody else. There's always somebody, you know, up in the network there that understands it. And there's a ton of videos out there now as well. You know.
One thing I recommend, Will, if somebody throws something at you right off the bat that you don't know the answer to off the top of your head, instead of saying, "Well, I think this or maybe that," or guessing or whatever, ask them. Put it back on them. Hey, why do you say that? What is it about it that
Yeah,
makes you say that? Oh, that looks like a pyramid scheme. Well, define pyramid scheme. What does that mean to you?
sure. Put the onus
Because
on them.
most people will find they have a hard time explaining it, and then if they say, "Well, I've seen a lot of network marketing. It's all structured like that. It's got a left and a right, and you got to recruit people and stuff like that." Well, then you have something to work with. And hopefully, if you're doing your homework and you're watching the videos that we recommend for you, um, you should be able to handle that. But if you can't, you get them to talk to me or Well, and we're used to handling that. We talk all the time about that. And just a real quick, um, real important differences between network marketing. In some ways, it's the opposite of network marketing because unlike Amway, where you have to buy more stuff every Amway, yeah,
Yeah,
well, any one of
absolutely.
those, you have to buy more stuff every month to hold your position. You don't have to buy anything else once you get in here.
Correct.
You don't have to recruit anybody. You can just sit there and be a miner.
Yeah. And we talked about that
Lots
last
of
week with the
those-
compensation. You're right that you can
Right.
be a miner. And if somebody just wants to be a miner, welcome aboard. I'll sign you up. I'll be
Exactly.
more than happy to sign you up. I get three of those. Guess what? I'm getting a free node. So
Right.
it's not costing me anything at all. Don't try and
Yep.
sell everybody the Rolls Royce if they don't want them. Get their foot in the door first. But definitely reach out to somebody, reach out to your upline. There's a lot of great Wednesday meetings. I know our Texit Blessings group has some great webinars there and some Zoom calls where, there's somebody out there in the network that'll be more than happy to help you out with that and connect with them. But listen, if you get into that network marketing conversation with a network marketer, if you know what to say there, this is a golden network marketing
It's
opportunity.
it's everything you love about network marketing with none of the stuff you hate,
Yes, that's a great
right?
way to put it. So true.
What did I hate about network marketing? I could go buy this something similar to what I'm buying from Amway for a lot less money. I'm just making
100%.
somebody else rich. I can go get it at Walmart. I can get it on Amazon. You can't get our product any cheaper than you're getting it
Correct.
the way we're getting it, which is free, right?
Yeah.
So
And I was blown away by the amount of nodes that Chris now has. And that's, he's done well. He has
it's
worked this program and he's been rewarded with it. But it's really, it shows you that this thing does work. Okay. And it's not that Chris is going around with these amazing sales programs and brochures and presentations. He is simply going, hey, I got a really exciting opportunity. If you're interested, let me know, man. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. And worked with me, and it worked with a lot of other people that have joined, underneath him, which have been put under me too. So I'm making money off of Chris's work, and he's above me. That's a really cool thing. You talk about when you talk about the whole concept of a pyramid, okay, where you see that a pyramid is truly a pyramid, is that the people below you are the ones that work up for you. The people above you don't work down for you. Okay. Chris is above me. He signed me up. And guess what? I'm making money off of Chris's people above me because he's got to put him down somewhere. So the point is that Chris is above me and I still make money off of him. So it's not a pyramid because I can make money without having to send it up. I can have money go down to the people below me as well, simply by putting somebody in below them that helps them out, that helps them grow and add their points. So what it is? It's a really cool community program. You meet some cool people,
a
you make
team
some cool
effort,
friends.
Will.
It really is a team effort. It totally is a team effort. And again, if you know somebody that loves that crowdsourcing concept, that crowdfunding, this is a really cool one for them. The next one that I want to talk about, it kind of segues into this a little bit. And it's part of the hype, because at the end of the day, there is some hype that is required here. Let's not kid ourselves about it. When you talk to somebody, you can't be Stephen Wright. This is a really good opportunity. You should think about it. They gotta be happy. If when you make money, you're happy, right? You do that scratch off. You're like, hey, $20, right? It's not the end of the world, but you know what? You smile. You talk it up. Somebody that you just even tell your wife, hey, look, we got $20. There's a happiness component to making money, especially when you're making money in your sleep. Right. And so that's what I get here. And so all of a sudden, when I go, hey, I just joined something big, man, in the crypto world. Really? What is it? Dude, it's this Texit Coin Opportunity. I bought into these miners. Every night I get a ding on my phone. It says that some more coins were dropped into my wallet every night, no matter what, whether the price is going up or down. They're putting coins in my wallet and they're growing in value.
Yep.
That's
Two words,
excitement.
Will.
Yeah.
Passive income.
Yes, it's beautiful, guys. Passive income. When you get paid to sleep, it's a great thing. Okay, it's a beautiful thing, and that's what this whole excitement. I just joined something big. Hey, I just got involved in something really cool. Whatever that component is, enough to get that person that's talking to you like this on their phone to go, "What was that?" And now you got their attention. Get them a little hype there. They'll talk to somebody.
And do what works for you.
Yes.
Whatever sounds good, whatever actually has you excited about it. Think about it. I'll get on the phone and talk to you and say, here's all the things that I love about Texit Coin. And the people that have seen my presentation know I have 16 of them to go along with the path to 16. But
be you, man, for sure.
Pick something on there or pick something that isn't on there, and I'll add it to my list, and we can help each other out. But pick something that really gets you excited about, whether it's the passive income, whether it's the ability to make money every week, whether it's the fact that it's going to be mining for the rest of your life.
Right.
Whatever it
Generational
happens to be, pick that thing and say, I am really excited because I got into a project that does this. And then when you talk to people, that's all you got to do is let that excitement shine through. And then the next step is, hey, if this sounds interesting to you, let me send you a couple links to videos, and then on from there. And we talk
That's
about that over and over.
exactly it. It's that simple,
It's
guys.
simple.
Honestly, it really is. We
The key,
overcomplicate it. We try and be
yeah,
too clever about it, and turns out that this is all you got to do is show that excitement. People dig excitement, man, and they want to be a part of that excitement. When they see you doing something cool, they want to be a part of it, right? And that's all it takes here. Let me see what else. If you've been curious about crypto but have never had the guide, this is one to check out. Yeah, again, just give it that. Oh, this is different. This is strange. It's early, it's real, and it's growing faster than anyone expected. Just take a look. And that's what you're asking. Just take a look at it. I'm not going to try and sell you anything. Take a look at it. If you're not interested, hey, no worries. Tell me you're not interested. I'll leave you alone. But if you are, when you see me in a couple of years and I've got some money and you're asking what happened, well, I was starting to do this. Man, why didn't you tell me about it? I did. It was up to you not to act on it. So
yeah.
but now this is where this is one of these that Chris likes to talk about a lot, because this is the one that really you're putting logic into things. Okay, he's an airline pilot, so he works in logic, he works in facts and figures and whatnot. So mining versus trading. Okay, what's those advantages? And because I know you talk this really well a lot of times. So what's your secret sauce here?
All right. Well, if you think about it, just on the surface, what are the important differences between mining versus trading, right? The whole secret to success for trading any crypto or any stock or anything really is buy low, sell high. Sounds really easy, but how do you know? How do you know when it's low? How do you know when it's high? How do you know it's not going to go lower? How do you know it's not going to go higher? The people that do it and have the tools and have the experience and the knowledge make it look easy. But ask me. I got
Yeah,
into trading.
you and
a
I
few
don't have
years
those
ago.
tools.
I suck at it. Okay. I'm still doing it because I enjoy it, but I'm not risking a whole lot of money, because never risk more than you can afford to lose. Right.
That's it.
But man, I'll tell you what, if I buy something like when I bought into XRP, guess what? That was right about the high. I bought into the hype and whoop, I'm still, hey, what happened to all that hype?
Right. It's
Where'd
not
it
buy
go?
high that you sell low. It's the other way around.
No, yeah, exactly. So I'm learning that the hard way. But when you get right down to it, Will, besides the fact that mining is going to pay you whether the price goes up or down,
Thank you.
there's just the fact that it's hard to trade and be good at it and be
Right.
successful. And sometimes it takes a lot of money, and you can lose a lot of money. If you buy a Texit Coin share, node, mine, whatever you want to call it, seat on the rocket ship, worst case scenario, you lose it all. And I don't know how you would do that, because it's just going to keep paying. But the price goes down and you're getting less of, or you're getting more, you're still getting shares of something. You're getting
Sure.
coins that are worth less. Let me put that in English for you. But you're still getting something. So eventually you're going to make your investment back, right?
Absolutely.
No matter what happens to the price. It may be fast, it may be slow. But the difference there, is if you're trading, you can always lose, and you're
And you
having
have
this
to spend money to buy that asset before you
exactly,
can trade it.
exactly. We're trading with stuff we get for free, which is
Right.
Texit Coin, right? So it's the best of both worlds. If you want to trade, nobody's stopping you. Please do. Like Will said, take those coins that you're getting, you accumulate some, you wait, the price goes down, and you go, oh man, the price goes, oh, wait a minute, I can buy some more.
Buy some more.
Price goes up, you go, cool, the price went up. Hey, sell some, set that money aside,
Hmm.
wait for it to go down. Because if you follow the crypto world, prices go up and prices go down.
Right.
Okay.
Think of it
So
this way. Think of it when you were a little kid and you went to the fair, okay, the county fair, and you got all those games and you can win all those prizes, right? The baseball that never knocks the three cans down, right? And then you run out of money or you run out of tickets. What do? You run back to mom and dad. Can
right.
I get some more money? Because your activity didn't result in the win. It still happens as adults too, but it's in the trading world now. So now we go trading and you lose this money. Well, now what do? Well, I can sit back and mine some more coin and try again, because you're constantly mining. For another 130 years, you're going to be mining. You're going to be producing coins again. So if you want to be a trader, well, guess what? This is a way to invest in a source for trading coins, because it's going to produce coins for you to constantly be trading if that's what you want to do with your world. But
Yep, you're getting them for free.
yes, I mean that's
Can't
we
beat
got to obviously stipulate you're getting them for free once you've accumulated enough to repay your initial investment. But
that. Right.
again, with the amazing compensation plans here, you can increase your mining to make back that money quickly, and then find yourself at this point, like the old term is, playing with house money, right? What for those of you who don't know what that means in the gambling world, playing with house money means that you now at the casino, you've made enough money that you can put your initial investment back in your pocket. You just have fun. If you wind up losing all play all night, you had a great time and it didn't cost you any money. That's house money. That's what we're doing here once we've recouped our investment in those nodes, which, like I said, I got in June 28th and I repaid mine by the middle of September. I was free and clear, and now I'm playing on house money, man. And that's a beautiful thing, playing on house money.
Yeah.
But yeah, mining guys, and here's the key difference, right? So one of the storylines that we go along is that mining is it's great because you're producing coins right away. So then why don't I get into mining Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's 170,000 or whatever it is? Well, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? But about a $4,000 or $5,000 rig right now for Bitcoin will produce about $2 a week, maybe. Okay, it is prohibitively expensive to mine those currencies. You're competing against humongous multinational corporations and countries and governments. This is a different one. This is crowdsourcing. We all come in with the same opportunity. In fact, you can't get more than 9 nodes when you first invest. So they're making sure that these whales don't come in and crowd us out or push us out. So another great opportunity there. The last one that we're going to talk about, because we are running out of time here, is this whole concept of this is still new in the realm of the crypto space. Okay. The Texit coin has been around a year and a half or so. So it's still a brand new coin. Okay. Bitcoin's been around for about 15 years now, give or take. So that's the difference, where this is a new operation in that you look at the value of Texit coin right now, you can start mining and producing a lot of coins now. And if it, fingers crossed, it gets up to one of those big values, $1,000, $2,000, suddenly you have some life-changing wealth in your hands here, right? But there's also a door that's closing. There's that cruise ship that's getting ready to leave, and you're still sitting at the bar over there at what's the one that everybody goes to in Cozumel or Cancun, whatever. It's I forget the name of the place there. But anyhow, you have that one more drink, and all of a sudden you go running down the pier, and guess what? The ship left. Oh my God. That's what's going to happen here, guys. When we saw that price surge a couple of weeks ago, the number of people that signed up for Texit Coin was amazing. It was in the thousands. Okay. And to
Yep.
Chris's point, they say that this is going to go and run out of seats at some point midpoint next year. Chris and I are kind of under the belief that it may be at the end of this year or first quarter of next year at the latest. Right?
You want to hear my theory real quick?
Yes, please.
There's if you look at the number of nodes that have been sold or the number of seats that have been sold versus how many people are there's about 35,000 people in, but there's about 150,000 seats already sold. So what
Right.
does that work out to be? A little less than 5 seats per person on
Correct.
average. That means the majority of the people out there can still upgrade their positions. They can put more money in and
Correct.
buy more seats because you're allowed to buy up to 9. So what's going to happen when we get toward the end there and all these people that are working on earning free seats like we do, they go, oh shoot, I'm running out of time. I'm not earning these as fast as I want,
The door's
but I
about to
want
close.
as many as I can before the
Yeah.
door closes. Guess what? People are going to start plunking down their hard-earned money to get paid for seats when they can't earn free seats.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm thinking in my mind, hey, this is maybe a month left. Okay, I could recruit 4 or 5 people next week or two, or I'm not going to take a chance. I'm going to buy 4 or 5 nodes myself instead and just be done with it because they're about to run out. And it will happen, and you will see it suddenly get so fast that literally by the hour you're going to see seats running out, just one after the other. So we are definitely early in the crypto space with this coin. Certainly great value. We're not early in the opportunity to mine Texit coin because unlike Bitcoin, you are limited. There's a number of space. It is an exclusive club, guys. And once that door closes, now it's just us mining and working as a community to grow the acceptance of our blockchain to start using it for more places so that people start putting in more transactions, generating more coins and stuff like that. But that opportunity to be in that exclusive Texit Coin Miner Club is going to run out, folks. So, you know, don't let somebody use the excuse of, well, after the holidays. After the holidays may be too late. In fact, what you want to do is tell them, hey, listen, start mining now. You might have some coin that after the holidays you could pay off that credit card debt if you have to.
Hmm.
And that's the better way of playing it. But if they throw that after the holiday at you, don't settle for that, guys, because they may come back really upset that they weren't able to join there. And then you know how that works. Oh, well, why did you tell me it was going to happen sooner? You know, it's all of a sudden it's my fault that you didn't join. So, you know,
No,
jump in now. Don't be a procrastinator.
yeah, we throw that message of urgency into everything we do.
There's a
I would
reason for it.
rather assume that it's going to sell out by the end of the year and have it not than the other way around.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, because it's going to happen. And after, once it does close, every one of us is going to be like, man, I wish I had gotten one or two more.
Yeah, we're all
Because,
mining at that point.
yes,
Nobody's selling
absolutely.
anything. Nobody's earning
Now, keep
commissions.
in mind, it's not the end of Texit Coin. It's just the end of the
Yeah,
mining operation.
we're
Okay,
mining.
because I'm going to still be trading in Texit Coin because I want it to continue to go up, and I'm going to see if it's continuing to go up in value. I'm going to keep, you know, buying and selling as I, you know, play those fluctuations. But right now, the solid play is to just mine that coin and watch it grow, man.
Yep.
So, anyhow,
The
listen,
dog
guys.
agrees.
Yeah, we've gone a little bit long on this, but we did get a little bit of a late start. So actually, we're going to keep it right on the hour here. Good opportunity to get some good conversations. Hopefully, this helped. If you didn't get a chance to catch it all, remember these are all on YouTube, and share them and let some other people know to join the YouTube channel as well. Next week, we're going to talk about the dashboard,
The dashboard.
what it looks like, how it works, how you enroll people, what you're reading there, what it means when there are new miners. There's a lot of numbers and graphs and things going on there, but it's actually not as complicated as you think. So it's going to be a good opportunity to learn how to use that because it's a great tool. You can show some people that and show them that urgency and say, hey, look all the number of miners we got yesterday. We're running out. So learn how to use that dashboard, learn how to get people enrolled because they'll help you make money. They'll help all of us make money. But anyhow, Chris,
Speaking of
get us out
help,
of here, man. Give us some closing parting shots here, man.
my last thought is always, if you're with us already, reach out to us. Use that coaching that's there for free. You've already paid for it. And if you're thinking of signing up, just know that our promise to you is we're going to coach you. We're going to hold your hand every step of the way. We're going to help you sign up. We're going to help you learn about it. We're going to help you talk to people about it. We're going to help you turn it into dollars when the time comes through your crypto exchange. The whole package comes
Absolutely.
with that $1,000. Not only are you buying a mine that's going to mine for beyond your grandkids' lives, but you're also buying this team right here. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
come get on board with us. Don't miss the boat, and let's grow this thing together. That's
Let's
all
go
I got,
mine
Will.
some Texas coin, man. Seriously, guys, great opportunity. Let's have a lot of fun together and let's enjoy the wealth down the road here and all get together and go vacation somewhere and go,
Yeah.
man, thank God we jumped on this rocket ship. So, but anyhow, thanks guys. Make sure you share this message. If somebody shared this with you and turned you on to this opportunity tonight and you like what you saw, go back to them. Okay. You can certainly come to us, but go back to them and you know, give
If
them the
you
love that
found
they
us through
shared
a
with you.
search, right down there,
Yeah.
write down our email. Email one of
Absolutely.
us.
But otherwise, listen, great show, guys. Thank you, everybody. It was a great time. Have a wonderful week. Go mine yourself some Texacoin, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
All right.
Cheers,
See you
everybody.
next